Well, have you heard about this? A theater department's final curtain call has inspired a brand new creative space in Superior. It's called Rebel Threads, and it's crafting more than just costumes. Northern News Now's Sophia Lauber sat down with the founder to learn how an unexpected severance package helped launch a place where creativity and community are tailor-made.
I'm here at Rebel Threads in Superior, where former St. Scholastica costume designer Sasha Howell is turning an ending into a new beginning, hoping to give all of these costumes a second life.
Facing funding challenges, the College of St. Scholastica's Theater Department unraveled in 2024.
With the closing of the department, there is sort of a question of what do we do with these things?
Howell became the answer, given the entire collection on her way out. Now she's repurposing and sharing it through Rebel Threads.
I've always been really passionate about teaching and community specifically, so I really wanted to create a business that is wrapped around those ideals.
Out of her workspace in the Superior Business Center on Tower Avenue, Howell does alterations, rents costumes, and offers sewing classes.
This is such a great thing for the community because there are so many other smaller productions that are being had that need to rent costumes.
While passionate about the arts, Howell adds rentals aren't limited to productions.
Everything from funny Christmas card ideas that people have to Renaissance festivals. I've rented for weddings before, or formal events and things.
Whatever the creative occasion, Howell says Rebel Threads has just the thing.
I want this stock to be used. It should not be collecting dust and become vintage without getting some good use out of it.
While Howell is here most days, Rebel Threads currently doesn't have set hours. She encourages anyone looking for a costume or alteration to reach out and book a consult. In Superior, Sophia Lauber, Northern News Now.
And Howell says her long-term vision for Rebel Threads is a makerspace. She hopes to expand class offerings and community events in the future.